Hello everyone, Happy New Year. This is our first recipe of the new year, and this recipe is going to be the chicken pie family style from the Missouri, Kansas, Texas, or otherwise known as the Katy Railroad. This was really popular with families on a couple of their trains. Here's everything you're going to need. You're going to need chicken breast, 2 to 3 pounds. Now this is vacuum sealed, so don't be, thinking I'm weird about my chicken. 2 to 3 pounds. You're going to need carrots. You're going to take 2 or 3 carrots and you're going to peel them and dice them up. You're going to need 2 or 3 stalks of celery diced up. You're going to need an onion sliced relatively thin. You're also going to need vegetable shortening. This is going to be used for frying the vegetables and the chicken. You're going to need flour, because that's going to go in the sauce. You're going to need white pepper, bay leaves, and some salt for taste. You're also going to need pie crusts. Now, if you people want to make your own, that's up to you. I just like to cheat and use pie crusts. This is going to go on top of the pie in the baking dish. You're also going to need butter. I don't have any butter out right now, but you're going to need butter. Anyway, that's all you're going to need for this recipe. Again, don't forget the baking dish. So that's it for this intro. Hope everybody had a great New Year's, and we'll be back when we're ready to start cooking. Well, hello everyone. Now it's time to get started cooking. You notice we have an onion sliced, 3 stalks of celery sliced, 2 carrots sliced. Now, optional, but I didn't mention in the intro, was a can of peas. These are baby peas. They're a little firmer, they're much sweeter, and they're not going to turn out like slop. So the first thing we need to do for this recipe is we need to grab some shortening. It's hard to do this with one hand, guys, so be patient with me. Takes quite a lot of shortening. Again, this is hard to do one-handed. Hey, Judy?
Yeah?
Could you come here a minute?
Yeah.
I need some assistance.
Okay, hang on a sec. You right there. What do you want me to do? Get the shortening?
Yeah, I need you to hold the shortening tub. Yeah, or just get another scoop of that. Because there's only 2 of us here, guys. I kind of have the wife helping me. Now, once that melts, we're going to put in the onions, celery, and carrots, and give that a bit of a turn. Okay, that should do something, honey. That's plenty. So let that melt a little bit. Got it on a high heat so that it melts. And we're basically going to fry these onions, carrots, and celery a little bit. Then we're going to put in the chicken and then cover that with just enough water to cook the chicken so it's tender, and we're going to also at the same time be creating a stock. Come on, melt up. You know the rules. Okay, now we come over here, we grab the onions, the celery. Could you grab me the carrots? Not yet. The peas go in virtually last. And the carrots. Now we're going to saute these. Oops. Boy, it's hard to do this with one hand. Hey Judy, you want to saute here while I'm filming?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. My chef's assistant Judy is now sauteing those. Keep stirring them really good, because we don't want to really fry them. We want to just get them tossed in with all the shortening and get them just kind of cooked a little bit. Just kind of stir fry them around.
Okay, let me get them.
Tell you what, I'm going to handle these. You do something for me.
Yeah,
Get out the measuring spoons. You notice these are just starting to soften up a little. That's what we need. Now, what we do is we lay the chicken breasts on top of these vegetables. Now these are boneless, skinless chicken breasts. They've been rinsed, and we're just going to put them on the top here. They're good sized chicken breasts, if you'll notice. Alright, now what we need to do is cover these with water and then drop the heat and simmer them.
I'll get some water.
Yeah. Because we're going to need quite a bit of water. So go ahead and fill that up. Judy's getting us our water right now. And we will cover this once we get the water in it, and then let it simmer.
More water?
Just pour what's left in there. That ought to be maybe just a little. Well, I don't know.
I think that ought to be enough.
Yeah, that should be plenty. And we're just going to simmer this covered until it's nice and tender. When that's done, we have to add our bay leaves and our seasoning, and then we'll be back to finish this off. See you in a bit. Okay, we made a little boo-boo. You have to add the seasonings while the chicken's cooking. Now what Judy is adding in, is half a teaspoon of white pepper. And then she needs to get 3 bay leaves out of the bay leaf jar and put them in there as well. And then we just let this simmer on a medium heat until the chicken is cooked and nice and tender. Should be about half an hour, 45 minutes. Kind of stir in this pepper so it's not all sitting on top of the chicken. Oops, sorry folks. Kind of hid the camera away from the pot. That's bad news. Just toss in 2 or 3 bay leaves. Just about like that. And cover it back up. Let it simmer. And we'll be back later. Okay, we're back. I've taken the chicken out of the broth and basically chopped it up in bite-sized kind of chunks. Now this is about 3 pounds of chicken. Now comes the fun part. We have to strain the stock to make the sauce. This is going to be fun. If I don't spill it all over myself or Judy, I will be impressed.
Ooh. So far, so good.
Yeah.
You're not burning, are you, Judy?
No.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I actually managed it. Okay. Now, we need to set these vegetables that came out of the stock aside, because once we make the stock and the sauce, it's got to go right back in there. So, and it'll go in with, oh man, this thing's messed up. Okay, into the stock we need to put, watch out Judy, a stick of butter. Turn the flame on.
Thanks, Judy.
Thank you, Judy. And we also need
Butter?
half a cup of flour, which I'm getting out of here right now. A little more isn't going to kill it. Anyway, what we need to do is stir that around until it thickens up and starts to make a nice sauce. I'm going to grab a whisk because that I think will whisk that around much better. Not the whisk I wanted, but gets all the lumps out of it. Now see, this is going to have all the flavor from those carrots and onions and celery. And once this becomes thickened up, then we pour the vegetables, the peas, and the chicken back into it. And then we put it in a baking pan with pie crust on the top of it.
Oh.
I already did mention I cut up the chicken.
You cut up the
Wow,
chicken.
look at that thicken up.
You cut up the chicken.
Look at that thicken up.
That's just flour and butter?
That's just flour and butter and heat. And lots of heat because I'm getting cooked here.
It smells so good.
Yes, it does. Well, it's got all the flavors from the carrots and onions and celery. Oh, look at that thicken up so nice and pretty. Look at that thicken up all nice and pretty. You can tell when I'm whisking it that it's thickening up because you can see the trace lines.
Right.
We'll let that go for just another 5 or 10 seconds.
Is your heat on high? Or?
Yeah. Turn it down to medium so I don't burn it. That's the last thing you want to do when you're making a sauce like this is burn it because it'll ruin the whole meal. Okay. That's plenty thickened up. All right. What we need to do is the vegetables we strained out go back in. Along with the can of peas. We'll give those a stir. Kind of make sure they're pretty well. Oh yeah, that's thickening up really nice. Look at that. That's thick.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we want to see. And then, last but
delicious.
not least, your chicken.
There's a lot of chicken.
Well, it calls for
That's good.
3 pounds. so-
Yum.
Okay. And you stir this up. Make sure everything's all mixed in there. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh, and you might want to add a little bit of salt. this looks. You gotta smell that.
And it looks delicious.
I gotta have
Oh,
a little sample here. Wow.
It's gonna be hot.
It's very hot. Oh, my goodness.
That's just water with the vegetables?
That's just water with the vegetables and flour and butter.
Oh my god, it's perfect. I like that.
Okay. Now that that's done, Liz, you're going to have to reposition yourself.
Okay.
Because here
This is better anyways.
is our baking pan.
Here we
We're
go.
going to grab mitts because the pan is a little on the warm side.
And that's buttered.
This is greased. Yes.
Greased, I'm sorry.
And we're just going to pour that in there. Oh my god, that looks good already.
This would feed a lot of people. Oh my gosh, it looks delicious.
I just got a face full of steam.
That's good for you.
Wow, but I can breathe better. We'll wash that out. Kind of even it out. Now what we need to do is get our pie shells. Now these are pre-made pie shells because I'm lazy
And honest.
and honest about it. I just bought a package of pie shells.
One might think you're a boozer with this shot, but you're not.
That I'm a what?
A boozer. Just letting everyone know that what they're
Well,
seeing
you know
is
how
really
much of
just.
this wine we use for cooking? Okay, now
They're not
once you get
boozers.
that done, you want to spray that with a little bit of cooking spray. I happen to use butter flavored, so this will brown really nice. Oh, it smells good already. And then you have your oven preheated to 350. This is going to go in for about an hour. Could be less because it all depends on the pie crusts getting brown.
Because everything's cooked.
Everything's pretty well cooked, yes. Oh my god, that weighs a ton. There we go.
Feeds like 8 people.
Okay, now we're in the oven, and we'll come back in an hour, and we'll check it out. We'll see you then. Okay, it's been about an hour. The timer just went off, so now we're going to get it out of the oven. Wow, hot. Very hot. And, oh, look at this. Come here and get a close-up of that. That is gorgeous. Let me get out of the way.
Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Pie
bubbling.
crusts are cooked really nice and firm. Wow, and it is very hot. So anyway, that's it. That's the Katy chicken pot pie family style. So now if you'll excuse us, we're going to give it a few minutes to cool off so we don't burn ourselves, and then we're going to eat. I'll be posting this video after dinner. And again, thank you, Liz, for the camera work.
Anytime.
She's going to get some food to take home with her, guys.
Anytime.
And if anybody wants the recipe, you'll see my email address at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.